Coming up, as ever, nothing is quite as it seems in the film village of Pinewood Shepperton.
I think they're doing a drama here, but I feel it's a comedy.
A gorilla with a man's head, and babies have fun with fire.
No, it's too hot. Whoa!
And if it is a village, then this would be the High Street. And Dave Godfrey as mayor, or head of studio operations as he prefers to be called, has to keep an eye on it all.
We have shops on site, we have banks on site, we have restaurants on site, dry cleaners. You could buy a bar of chocolate, you can do everything on site really except buy a gallon of petrol at the moment.
Today, Dave, together with his deputy Peter Hicks, is taking a tour of his empire.
Hey Tony, you all right? Movie making's all about controlled environment. It's blue at the moment, so you can put stuff on afterwards by way of computer effects, generated effects. And most of the British movies that have involved big water action sequences have been shot on here.
And just across the way from their outdoor pool is their indoor pool, the underwater stage. Inside, today's crew all know it's going to be a big day. Preparations are well underway for today's filming, which is for a Belgian film called Gale Force 10. The film centres around the dramatic air-sea rescue of a ship that is sinking. Mike Valentine, one of Britain's top underwater cameramen, explains the shots they need to get.
In the sequence, we have a corridor inside a sinking ship where our actor has to run down through the water and flames, because it's on fire as well, around a corner and rescue
the wife and baby. They're here, into this room. I think they're on the bed.
And our hero has to wrap with a blanket himself and the baby and swim underwater. Now we're going to use a real baby for the scenes where we take the baby underwater.
And I rescue them. That's it. I think it's going to be an exciting day today. So.
The baby star Kai has arrived on set with his mum and dad to meet his director. At only 9 months old, baby Kai has already had advanced training in the water.
Part of the course that he's on, there's 4 stages. Each stage gradually so it introduces the baby to the water, then how to go under the water, then come back out of the water. But this is a bit more scary actually, because it's actually a lot more deeper and or more cameras and more lights, etc. So it'll be interesting to see how he copes. Yeah.
So while Kai settles in, his costume awaits, and the set is almost ready. And it won't be just water they have to contend with.
So now we're actually inside the set that will soon be flooded. On either side, you can see these, what we call fishtails. The gas is going to come shooting out of here, filling the whole part of this decking area with flames.
As the set is lowered into the water, Kai is joined by fellow actor and baby double, Kian.
He has managed swimming in lots of different pools, so we'll see how he goes.
Both the babies were trained by Lauren Heston.
You can't just take an inexperienced baby and put it underwater. It would be traumatised forever. So yes, the babies are in a training programme before they come along. It's quite important that babies get used to the set before they get into the water. It's very noisy and it's a completely different atmosphere to what they're used to.
Kai and Kian relax in costume, while their lead actor is busy trying to rescue them on set, where they will soon have to join him. There is no time for last-minute nerves as baby Kai finally arrives on set. Back at Shepperton, after 3 years of pushing, it looks like producer Bill Shepherd could finally see his master plan all come together.
Well, Vita Virginia, I mean, the script is finished now, and it's a wonderful script. The actors, Emily Watson, the director, Charles Dance, both love it, both think it's absolutely superb. It's been sent across to Hollywood. Hollywood are jumping up and down, clapping their hands, thinking it's absolutely terrific, and they want to do all the deals.
And making sure that the deal gets done means having the right budget.
Budget for Vita Virginia is about $8 million. If it's going out in America, it's $8 million, you can't lose, really. I mean, you just really can't lose on $8 million.
And Bill has a secret formula to make sure that all the sums add up.
What we must now look at, we now have a product, right, which is actually, yes, it's in the cinema, yes, then it goes to television, yes, then it goes to video, yes, then it goes to DVD rental, and yes, then it goes to DVD sales. So the one product now has 5 marketplaces. So if you've got 46 countries and you've got 5 products, all you need is like $30,000 for each one of those products in those countries, you made a profit, right?
Back at Pinewood, and several big movies are about to start filming on the sound stages, sending the studio's population soaring and keeping the electricians busy.
We're at the back of R&S stages, and you'll see that the power for the shoot has just been laced up. The amount of power you need to run these things when they're all busy and everything's flying around is quite something. It's a large town.
Head of studio operations Dave Godfrey and his deputy Peter Hicks are on their way to check out the biggest movie on the lot.
Well, we're just going on to the 007 stage. One was the home of the Bond, certainly, and you know, this has played host to every Bond movie since '77. So what we have here is 45,000 square feet of controlled space. There's nothing to match this in Europe.
Meanwhile, over at Denham Media Park, in a block of disused offices, indie director Robbie Moffat is cracking on with his science fiction epic, Beam Me Up.
You do not need to spend 3 years making a film. I mean, how difficult is it?
Over the years, Robbie has learned to do everything himself. Not just direct, but operate camera. And be his own lighting director too.
I met a guy at Cannes, I said, so what do you do? He says, I direct. I said, do you ever do any camera work? He goes, no, I direct. I said, do you write? He goes, no, I direct. I said, do you ever edit? He goes, no, I direct. And I'm thinking, what the hell does this guy actually do?
What Robbie does is movies, and this is the 9th time he has worked with his favourite writer, himself.
Standing by, Rachel?
Okay, everybody, pictures up.
Robbie wrote it for me, which is really, really nice. This is my 3rd film with Robbie. I was told by chance that that we met at a wedding. I was in an actor's wedding, an Irish actor's wedding, and Robbie had worked with both actors before, and he was doing the wedding video. And so I suppose it was like an audition. But we got on really well.
Is this a big scene?
Yeah, it's for Rachel, yeah. I suppose so. It's the part where she realises that she's had a daughter in space, that she's never going to see Earth again.
Okay, everybody, we're going again.
Although Robbie can do everything himself, he can't be in 2 places at the same time. Which is why he has hired film editor Simon Harris, who worked on Aliens and Batman, to cut the movie, even as they are shooting it.
I get a finished cassette about sort of 36 hours after shooting and start cutting as quickly as possible.
Gate's clear, we're moving on.
It's a space movie. It's got an interesting script. Do you remember Barbarella? That's sort of where we're going with this in terms of costumes and things. It's fantasy space.
They think they're doing a drama here, but really it's a comedy.
Mairi Sutherland is Robbie's producer. She wants the film to be ready for the Cannes Film Festival, which isn't very far away.
Well, I don't even know. God, that's only 2 weeks, 3 weeks away, which is crazy, really.
But it's extraordinarily quick. This is a low-budget film, so we're hoping to have the whole thing cut within 3 weeks. It's literally a few days after the end of shooting. It's quite a tall order. There'll be lots of late nights, I should imagine.
It's why Robbie is in a hurry to get his movie made, scarcely pausing even to check the exposure.
No, the light meter's not working. I can live without it because I can guess what this is. This is a 5.6, you know.
I noticed you don't use a light meter.
Well, it was stolen.
Okay.
To speed things up even more, Robbie has developed his own unique lighting setup, thanks to work lights from B&Q.
Yes, it's extraordinary. I mean, normally avoid cheap lighting because you can get all sorts of pulsing and flicker effects, but he seems to have got these B&Q spot lamps and they're working all right. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's all part of the compromises you have to make when you don't have a big budget. Not that Robbie's that bothered about budgets.
What I don't particularly like about the film industry is this obsession with budgets, because budgets are not true budgets. You know, they're paper budgets. And why should someone come up to the street and say to me, and which happens regularly, goes, well, what's the budget of your film? And I just tell them, well, I'm not telling you, it's my business.
This was micro budget. No, I mean, this is less than we'll spend on cars on an American movie.
I was going to ask you what the budget is.
Of?
Your film.
Oh, it's none of your business.
Meanwhile, producer Mairi still has her eyes set firmly on Cannes.
Cannes is a place we will have the 35mm print and we'll screen it, for better or for worse.
Everyone is a little twitchy after the break. Nick is making faces.
That's what this one does.
Mum can't help herself.
All of a sudden you see your baby into the flames. Give him to me.
And Natasha's lost in space. Back at Shepperton Studios, and animated extras are still working on a gorilla outfit for an advertising shoot. And it looks like they were almost finished. Nick is the designer and operator of the gorilla's radio-controlled head.
Say I'm charging towards somebody, what has to match is all the body language and the facial expressions have to match each other. So I may just do, like, say 1, 2, and then we'll go, and he'll coordinate that mouth movement.
For the job it's doing now, it's actually got to sit down at some point and play cards. It's got to look a lot friendlier, so I'm just adding some mechanics to it, just to make its lip curl at the front, so that it does an ooh rather than at the moment.
The end result is very, very realistic.
That's what this one does. And the other one does his eyes and things.
He scared the out of a cleaner with this thing on. We were outside on the grass out there, and there was him fannying around in this, and he put the head on, and this poor woman came round the corner and he charged her. And it was like,
Never.
She herself.
The costume works. Now it's time to test the head.
Here he is, always showing off.
Despite continuing script revisions, producer Paul Hitchcock is pressing on with initial set designs for his forthcoming John Woo movie.
This is the opening sequence of the film, where there is a bank robbery going to take place. This is a very important sequence, and John Woo has not seen this yet.
There's various vault doors of design which will be plugged in here.
So it's extremely important for the designer to discuss this with John next week before we go into the drawing stage.
There'll be like a laser-type floor, which is all in the script.
After many versions, Paul is anxious to get his hands on a finished shooting script.
We had the final tweaks on the script. It's still not quite what we want. We've actually engaged another writer just to come in and do what they call a polish to our script.
The delays mean Paul is working to a very tight deadline.
Based on the last script, we've done a schedule, and today we will complete a budget. We have to have that finished tonight by 5 o'clock.
And life could get even more hectic.
Interesting, isn't it, that one? In a perfect world, John would like to start no later than the end of June, so we're getting tight.
Maybe I should just...
No,
this is fine,
that's fine, yeah.
If you can just maybe crop them down a touch.
If the right actor suddenly said he was available, but he had to start on June the 1st, somehow, some way, we would have to start then.
A few miles away on location, sci-fi movie Beam Me Up is in full production. Director Robbie Moffat is trying to capture the atmosphere of a spaceship. And responsible for the look of that spaceship is Natasha Block.
I'm the art director, plus because we've got a very, very small crew, I've also taken over props as well.
And Natasha has been working flat out on a tight budget.
Starting from the first day, I obviously didn't have any time, and I was working completely on the spot. we're working as they're rehearsing, you know, we're kind of right on top of each other. The schedule's changing all the time, and I haven't had much time to pre-plan.
It's been a really tough assignment to turn this disused office into the interior of a spaceship.
This is what I was presented with when I first arrived. Effectively this, I kind of imagined that I'd walk onto a set, you know, that had already been made effectively. And when I arrived here, I was just like, oh mate.
And this is the look Natasha came up with. The inspiration for it arrived during her tea break.
When I first arrived, I'd sort of have a cup of tea and just have a look at anything that could be used to either disguise the walls or to sort of enhance what we had. You get a pretty good view of all the skips from up here. I had a fish around and found all sorts of quite interesting things. There's actually some empty film cans, the sort of silver discs that you see like dotted along the back wall and stuff, and they were in piles and piles outside. I tend to not request any money unless I really, really need it. I engaged quite well with, you know, not having very many materials because it makes me use my brain.
We're all set. Everybody stand by, quiet!
It's very different what you see on film to what you see with the naked eye. I mean, there's been some occasions where I've just seen things and I'm like, well, that doesn't look right to me. But when you see the rushes the next day, it's actually fine.
Okay, action.
I think that I'm getting what Robbie is wanting from this. Hope so, anyway.
Back at Pinewood, head of studio operations Dave Godfrey is inspecting one of the biggest set builds on site. A complete jet engine for the Bond film Casino Royale.
They're making some full-size RB211 jet engines for one of the larger scenes on the movie.
Dave is happy because not only are they building in the workshops, but Bond is back filming in its very own soundstage. And even better, the Bond film is moving into the paddock tank too.
Well, we're going to be building Venice at 3/4 scale, big action scene, and they start building next week.
And here it is, Venice Rising. Back at U-Stage, and 9-month-old baby Kai, along with mum and dad, are on set. They are being introduced to location producer Françoise Valentine.
What's his name? Kai. Hello, Kai. You're shy, Kai.
Joining him is fellow baby actor, 7-month-old Kian.
The next shot we're going to do is mum and baby in the cabin, rail baby, with the rail baby being held. Health and safety-wise, we will be putting this as our highest priority because we've got a 7-month-old baby there, we've got a lot of people in there, there's a lot of coordinating to do, so there's going to be a lot of quiet and a lot of people concentrating on what they're doing.
The actress Tashani Veerasakura will play the baby's mother. First into wardrobe and makeup is little baby Kian.
Which baby do you want to use first? Let's go with this one? Yeah. Okay, let's go. Take this one first. I'll see you around there, okay?
And Kai will have to sit this one out and wait his turn. Transported on set, Kian's mum spots dad. But Kian seems more focused on his film debut. As Kian enters the cabin, Dad can see his son via a picture relayed poolside.
3, 2, 1, action!
It's a brief scene and Kian has handled it well. The next scene calls for new actors, including baby Kai, who is accompanied by Dad.
Hello.
Mum sits poolside. The scene involves fire, and she is obviously anxious.
No, it's too hot. Whoa!
He's got one down.
Once the flames are right, the cameras can roll. Mum is finding it tough to watch. She goes straight to where she can see her son.
It was an amazing experience, but it was just like, it was so real. And you know, it's just all of a sudden you're seeing your baby being pulled out of this water and then into the flames. It was like, and obviously naturally mother, you know, it's like my heart just went, it's like, oh my God, give him to me. And when he came out of the water, he was just fine, you know, he started to laugh and kick around again and everything. And now obviously you can see he's sleeping and stuff, so he's really calm. But it was amazing, yeah.
This is his first day at work, so he's going to have a little sleep, absolutely, a little feed, and then once he's changed and pampered up, he's actually going to do some underwater scenes, so it's no rest for him.
Meanwhile, at Shepperton, it's time to see if the radio-controlled gorilla head really works. It's Nick who controls all the facial expressions.
Shall we try a yawn, Nick?
Yep.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, and... When we first started doing stuff with a costume, we had a radio-controlled face. And there was a chimpanzee called Ali who was a bit neurotic, really, and we were trying to keep everything very, very low-key. So I'm sat grooming this chimp, giving him all the right, you know, with this radio-controlled face. And all of a sudden we heard this noise going, I thought, what is that? And somebody in a field close by was playing with a radio-controlled plane. So all of a sudden the face suddenly went and started going absolutely mad. And this chimpanzee took one look at me and suddenly leapt on me and started beating the hell out of me. I'm not quite sure what I said, but it obviously wasn't the right thing. Ready, and...
With the test successful, it's time to free the beast.
It gets pretty hot in there.
Next week, some things go just right.
Hint of a tint of KY on the udder. The actress is going to find it very pleasurable.
And some things go very wrong.
Oh, there it is, look. That is totally unacceptable.